Okay, guys, we're going to go to Ask Scruff. Now, this is a little question for Roadhouse. A little salute to you. And for those of you who don't know what Ask Scruff is, it's part of the Scruffy Squad where there's a section of the Discord that can ask me something and I'll just come to camera and I'll give my opinion. So let's flick it over. What you'll do is in the Ask Scruff, there's various sort of sections of the Discord you can go. There's all the talkie points here, but you can come down in the Trader Clinic. I do the updates pretty much as I'm going. Trade tracker, they can see what I'm doing before I go to market on anything they ask me to track. And then you've got the Ask Scruff as well. Now, this one, as I said, is for Roadhouse. Sometimes on this, I just need to point you to the relevant module, but some questions need a little bit more thought, like this one. So I've been looking at adding trades to a swing trade and trying to hold the trade for as long as possible. Can you give some advice about how to go about it? Well, the first thing I would do is make certain that I have my trade setup correct. So if I'm looking at sort of an MT5, and it doesn't matter if you're using a web trader as well. So for argument's sake, we can use sort of my web trader, which is here. The principle will be identical. So you can see I've got river trades there. They're all kind of set up. So if I flick this over, I've got everything in place. So they're the majors, indices, commodities. Have them all together, you know. And the reason why I break them up is so I can quickly snapshot. Similar principle here. So if I look at this, as you can see, there are all my majors. There are all my minors. Okay. Now, if I've got it set out in such a way, I can immediately see what's called whole of market, but broken up into subsections. So that's a good way to add products to it. So what you could do is you can group all of your majors together. And you can say, well, I'm going to trade all of the majors, because when you're swing trading, certainly the way I do it is I look at what's called end of day. So I only look at it at the end of the night. You know, as long as it's the same time every day. So for me, it's about 9 o'clock at night. Just quick look at it. You might see 7 or 8 markets all in your basket. And you'll quickly see very quickly if they're ready to trigger. Now, because they're swing trades, the timing of the market is not as crucial as a day trade, you know. So you can look at what's called, well, I call it whole of market, which is the 28 pairs, the indices, the commodities, etc. But I break them into asset class. So it'll be the majors, the minors, the Asian markets, the indices, metals, soft commodities, and I put them into baskets of maybe 6-7 products at a time. And then when I flick on the page, I'm not getting number blind. I'm actually looking at something that'll jump out very quickly, and I can look at the whole page and just go, yeah, there's nothing there, next one. Yeah, there's nothing there, next one, rather than trying to go through everything individual. I hope that kind of makes sense. Now, as to holding it longer, well, how long's a piece of string? I have a tendency to work level to level, even when I'm sort of putting a swing trade on. I don't do a lot of swing trades at the moment, just simply because of the world politics, and also because I don't need to. You know, quite like doing my day trades. I'm normally done by about 9:30 on a morning, and then I've got the rest of the day to myself. And at the moment, it seems to suit my lifestyle. But again, if you're following the rules of your swing, you should always have a trailing stop locking products in. Now, you can do it in 2 ways. You can ratchet, and you go every time it breaks a level, I'll wait till it goes to the next level above, and I'll move the stop to said level. So it breaks the level, you wait for it to go to the next one, and you pull the stop on that level. That's a ratcheting way. Then you can have a trailing way, which will be, you can have a key moving average like a 50 or a 20, 32, and then let the stop roll behind it, and eventually it'll just stop itself out. Fantastic for trending markets, but when it goes into sort of a sideways motion, you're going to give a lot of the profit back. You could also put on something like an ADX. Now, the ADX will tell you whether you've got a trend in place. If you've got a trend in place, fine. Let it run behind the moving average. If the trend is starting to fail, well, then go level to level. And then finally, if you're on MT5, you could actually say, well, I think I want the break-even point to be 50 pips. So 50 pips, that's your break-even point, and you have it trail just behind. So there's always a 50 pip gap between you and the price, and then just take off so much of your position every time it hits said level. And then that way you're not giving it all back straight away. You're like taking profits as it goes, till eventually you're left with, maybe say 10% of the position after it's gone up through, say, 9 levels. And that last 10%, just let it run and just have the expectation that it's going to die. And then keep half an eye on sort of an oscillator, like a daily oscillator or something like that. And when it gets over the certain criteria you've set, so we all know how an RSI works, 14 period, once it gets above 70, start looking to tighten your stop in behind the daily candle or the 4-hour candle, whatever you're looking at, and then look to be exiting the trade. Very simple. There's loads of different ways to do it. In the lives, I'll go through it a bit more. Or just give me a shout and I'll take you through it. Anyway, hope that kind of gives you some rough idea, but catch you soon.